Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about Adolescence. It's a new show on Netflix, and since I watched it, I can't stop thinking about it. It's the #1 show on Netflix right now, and for a good reason. So it goes like this. A 13-year-old commits murder. No mystery, no who did it, but he did it, as shown from the first episode. But the real question is why? Why does a normal boy go from being just another student in class to someone capable of something so horrifying? We don't like to admit it, but the internet is raising children more than parents are. Algorithms decide what they see, strangers shape how they think, and we only notice when something goes wrong. How quickly do we judge? How often do we assume we know someone when really we're just looking at shadows? Even if you don't usually watch these kinds of shows, Adolescence is worth your time because it forces you to see what's happening around us right now in real life. It's about how young kids' minds are influenced, how loneliness finds dangerous outlets, and how easy it is to miss the signs until it's too late. Parents will watch Adolescence and see their worst fears come to life. The fear that no matter how much they try to protect their child, the world can still break them, making you think twice about what your kid is exposed to. If you're a teenager, it will make you see the internet differently. One of the most important aspects of Adolescence is cinematography. Each episode is filmed in a single continuous take. No cuts, no room to breathe, no escape. You are trapped with these characters, feeling their panic, their fear, their guilt in real time. It's one of the most immersive experiences I've ever seen. The lack of cuts make you feel like a silent observer, unable to intervene, watching events unfold as if you're witnessing a real tragedy happen right in front of you. Owen Cooper, who is just 14 years old, delivers an absolutely haunting performance. Finding out that this is his first acting gig is unbelievable. He plays Jamie with such terrifying authenticity that you forget he's acting. You believe him, and that's what makes this story hit so much harder. At first, I was in denial. I thought the show would later reveal that Jamie wasn't the one who did it. Even after they showed us the video evidence in episode 1, I was still waiting for some twists. But then episode 3 happened, and everything changed. That episode is a masterpiece. It doesn't just show you what Jamie did, it forces you to understand him. Jamie killed her because he felt entitled to her attention and affection. When he didn't get it, his built-up resentment turned violent. The show makes it clear that this wasn't a random act. His mindset had been shaped over time by the toxic online spaces he was part of. He was constantly consuming content that reinforced the idea that women owed men something, that rejection was an attack, and that violence was a way to regain control. His loneliness, insecurity, and the validation he found in those online communities created a dangerous mix that led to his actions. He's just one kid. He represents thousands of boys being shaped by online toxicity, incel culture, and unchecked ideologies. The show doesn't justify what he did, but it makes you understand how easy it is for a vulnerable child to be led down a path of no return. Jamie's character serves as a terrifying warning. What happens when impressionable minds are left unguarded in the depths of the internet? Adolescence forces us to confront the uncomfortable reality of modern society. The show isn't just about one boy's descent into darkness, it's about all the ways we as a society contribute to it. We create these echo chambers where young people, especially boys, are radicalized. We dismiss the signs as just boys being boys And when something tragic happens, we look for a scapegoat rather than examining the deeper systematic failures. The show also challenges the audience to question how the internet has replaced traditional parenting. Social media, YouTube, and online forums have more influence on young minds than ever before. We assume kids are just watching harmless content, but what if they're not? What if they're being fed a steady diet of anger, resentment, and entitlement? Jamie's story is fictional, but it mirrors real-life cases of young people who have committed violent acts after being radicalized online. While Adolescence is an incredible show, it's still not without its flaws. The pacing is one of its biggest issues, at least for me. Certain episodes could have been much more concise. Episode 1 was gripping and episode 3 was a masterpiece, but episode 2 and 4 felt somewhat aimless. After experiencing the intensity of episode 3, the finale felt underwhelming. Let me explain. The last episode shifts focus to Jamie's family, showing us their struggles and hardships, which is an important perspective. However, it left the core story feeling incomplete. We spend the series trying to understand Jamie, his thoughts, his influences, and his motivations. Yet, in the final episode, that exploration suddenly stops. I wanted more insight into the ideologies that shaped him, more discussions on whether boys like Jamie can be helped before it's too late, more focus on the consequences beyond just his family's suffering. The lack of closure also left a lot of viewers frustrated. Jamie pleads guilty, and that's it. No trial, no deeper look into whether he feels remorse, no understanding of where he truly stands at the end. Up until the last time we saw him, he showed no regret. Regardless of its flaws, Adolescence sparks a conversation we cannot afford to ignore. It's a tough watch, but that's exactly why it's important. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Do you think the show did enough to explain Jamie's actions? Do you think society can prevent kids like him from going down that path? Anyway, and if you're still here, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!